See. Good morning, everybody. You know what time it is. It's 10 a.m. That means it's time for Getting High with Dr. Hippie and what the fuck?
Huh?
Getting High. Hanging with Dr. Hippie again. Not Dr. Hippie. Just Hippie, the Hippie, and Dr. High. How are you, Dr. High? Good morning.
I'm good. Good. Yourself?
I'm doing all right, except for the fact that I can't talk already this morning.
Well, these things happen from time to
I'm
time.
going to the dispensary, so I'm filled with joy.
Oh, so
It's always a pleasant
You're
day
on the
when you
rush.
have the dispensary planned. You know, you're always like, yeah,
Yeah.
all right, I'm going to get some good stuff now. I'm gonna be all right. Woohoo! So yeah, right after the show. In fact, I'm gonna end the show right around noonish, unless we're on to something big, and we're going. But my daughter has to be to work. She's taking me. We're going down this afternoon right after the show. She said the sooner the better because I got a shit shower and shave. I was like, okay.
Nice. Good morning, Fable. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, everybody.
How's everyone this morning?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. I'm so excited. Things are coming together. It looks like me, Lori, and Curly Kel are going to be making the trip to OVDJ. Everybody needs to go get their tickets if you're in that Ohio area, or if you're interested in hanging with me and Muck Sticky and Calligraphy, some of our favorite bands that we play over here on WTAC radio. They're going to be both playing on stage both nights, Saturday and Sunday. Well, I don't know if Calligraphy's playing both, but I know that Muck is headlining both nights.
Is that a long weekend?
I don't know why. It seems like it's going to be a long weekend. I mean, it's going to be a long weekend. I don't know. Is it Labor Day? September 17th and 16th?
No. That's far beyond Labor Day.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, is it Columbus Day? No. Is it Martin Luther King Day? No. Is it? I don't even know. Now that I don't have kids in school, I don't even pay attention to the calendar.
I've forgotten my American holidays. We used to look forward to those because we used to.
That's right. You guys have different holidays up there too. So why would you even know?
Oh yeah, well, because I lived there for a while.
Yeah, but you didn't get to really celebrate when you were living here. You got to watch from windows.
For us, it was like a celebration because they'd set up the barbecues. They'd barbecue hamburgers. We'd get, different meals.
It was a party day.
It was something to look forward to,
Okay, I didn't know they had like celebration days in the Slammer.
Yeah. They used to do that.
I'm doing well. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. If you have the ability to share it out, please subscribe, like, and share. We're still at that dreadful number 82. We're almost to 1 million. We only need like 990. What was that number yesterday?
Not much more.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We were almost there. We just need a lot. I have a couple stories, but I'm not worried about that. We got questions, I'm sure. Oh, my flower is doing well, by the way.
Good.
I mean, it's still not getting up there. It's kind of making me worried. It's kind of hanging out there at the bottom.
Once a cannabis plant hits its stride, I've seen inch and a half growth per day in plants.
It is not
they can really right now. They can really go. No, but it's early. It's young. It's only you only cracked that seed 2 weeks ago?
Maybe not even. So, maybe we might be coming on 2 weeks. So there's two little beautiful leaves that it comes like just out of the dirt, and then there's two beautiful little leaves right there, and that's all. It's just barely sticking its head up out of the. I'm like, good morning, little fella.
That's really
I dribble a little water in there, make sure it's nice and comfortable. I tuck it in a little bit around the sides of the cup,
not too much water right now. Better to have
no. Once every 3 or 4 days, and I just check it to see if it's starting to dry up a little bit, and then I'll be like, all right, a couple drops. I just drop drops. No,
it'll hit its thirsty phase soon enough.
I'm sure. Right now it's too delicate, I think, to be getting too much water. I'm like hoping it's gonna make it. Now the other two are in the towel still, and they're not looking. Not that they're not looking good. I mean, it's only been a day or two, but you
Yeah,
know.
it can take up to a week, right?
Oh, it could. All right. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, is it? I mean,
Yeah,
how many days
don't be
usually?
too concerned just yet. And try and keep it warm, right? 70 degrees or better.
Yeah, I
Wherever you
made a more
are.
valiant effort to keep it warmer today. I said this seems a little colder than it should be, and I put it over by the heating lamp.
Yeah, try and
Not
keep it warm.
not directly under the heating lamp, but in that general area. There's several of them heating other things as well.
Yeah, it's important. It's important now to pop that seed properly. To pop.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. So, Christopher, you started reading the migraine book. Cool. That's good.
Yeah. Did everybody get their free version of the migraine books? You guys better have.
Not many did. Only 4 people took advantage of that yesterday.
I have it already, Dr. High. I would have taken advantage of it.
Oh, yeah, you got it. You got it. Yeah. But it doesn't hurt to download it and then write a review.
Oh, I could have done that. I didn't even think. Damn.
Yeah, reviews are important.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't just go write a review, or I have to download one to be able to write a review.
I seen somebody give me a 1-star review
for
fucking But no, you know what it is, right? Like,
it's Lori.
Me personally, let's put it this way. Me personally, with my level of cannabis knowledge, if I was to read that book, it would be well below my understanding level already, right? So let's say it was an intellectual who purchased that and had no understanding of the fact that I actually created it specifically for somebody with zero cannabis knowledge. And it was designed just to give somebody enough information and enough confidence in the fact that there's a potential for it to be helpful in their situation to speak to their doctors, right? To move forward and explore it as a potential therapy.
Right. Don't be afraid. It's more of a don't be afraid to look at this stuff as an opportunity to help you with whatever said ailment may be.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not forcing you to follow these rules. These are just your suggestions.
No, but what I'm saying is the level of knowledge and the depth for which it goes into isn't designed for a cannabis intellectual. So let's say that person who got that book that left me the 1-star review
might be a genius.
It could be a cannabis intellectual, and they read it and they say, this is just, you know what I mean? This doesn't go deep into it. They have a very different expectation of what they were going to read.
Right. They may have thought
that study. It was just it's just an overview. They're 35 pages, 40 pages long. They're not long. They're basically really long pamphlets. You know what I mean? Basically.
Right. They're like extended I got you.
Yeah. So, that could be the reason. And because they didn't write anything, they didn't give any description as to why. I just can see that it was
a hater. It could be a hater.
Well, it could be that too, right? So who knows? But I don't let things like that bother me. I know what my intent was, and I've had a fair amount of feedback from people. And
can't you just delete them if they write a bad comment? Just delete
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think they allow that. Anyway, so what else is new? So how about any art sale yesterday?
No, I don't think so.
I don't understand. How many times can I share it? I got another 24-hour ban for sharing your shit, man.
Well, just don't get yourself in trouble for that sort of thing.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I know, but share the informational content. But the sales content's not necessarily, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, I always share your information.
I appreciate it 100%. Anybody who does, I mean, it's truly
if it's the least I can do for helping you. I mean, geez, I have you here every day at my disposal.
Wow, it's okay. I like being here too.
You're gonna be helping me grow big plants.
And I understand it's going to take a while for us to grow this, but I'm hoping that we'll get to a point where, when somebody will hear about us and they'll say, you know what, I have a question and I want to know the answer. I don't want to research. I don't have time to research. I don't even know exactly what to research, but I heard I can pop into this show and just ask a question.
We're waiting for that day.
I might be able to give you I might be able to get the answers. So this is where I hope it goes eventually. But I know it take time. Maybe take a year. Maybe take 2 years. Who knows?
Could take 10. Who knows? But
I mean,
you know what we have, Doc?
is my future. I might have to get a job. I spent part of the morning applying for jobs in Montreal this morning.
No
but they're all
jobs.
cannabis industry jobs. So.
Oh, okay.
But I might. I need.
Make it so that you can stop in the middle of your day to do a 2-hour show, then go back to work.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. I don't mind working afternoons either, right? So.
Okay. Well, we can switch. If you have to work mornings, we can do the show in the evening, or we can do the show.
We'll see how it plays out. But I mean, this is part of my commitment because
this is hippie.
What I care about. Dr. High is what I care about. This is my
that's your future.
This is my baby. This is what's important to me. This goal of helping educate people and bring the knowledge out. Yeah, but they go hand in hand, right?
Right.
They go hand in hand. So
together we're gonna build an empire.
Our job is simply an economic thing, and until Dr. High can support itself, it's very difficult for us to go forward on one income, especially in this day and age. You know what I mean? Like, my wife's been a saint allowing me to do this for the last, like, it'll be a year come October that I haven't worked.
I'm going to say it out loud, but Mrs. Hippie too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
wonderful. Don't tell her I said that.
So that's what it's all about.
I have a persona I have to keep.
Yeah.
I'm the man.
Yeah. Well, in all other aspects, I am. I'm just not the breadwinner.
She's probably here. I'm going to get my ass kicked.
Listen, I had a repair guy come over to repair a hot water tank, replace a hot water tank one day, 2-3 years ago. And there was some water on the floor. So the guy says to me, "Do you have a mop?" And I looked at him for a second and I said, "Listen, man, I'm sorry, but I have a really traditional marriage and I have no idea whether we own a mop or not, or even where it might be." And this guy looked at me like, "What?" And I said, "Just traditional marriage. Those aren't my things. I haven't washed a piece of clothing in fucking 25 years. You know what I mean? I don't even know how to work a washing machine or
that's good. I know how to do all the stuff. I'll pretend, like if she says do a load of laundry, I'm like, all right.
If the time comes that she kicks me, I will
give her a hard time. Yes, Lori, I do. We'll talk about it after the show. I'll give her a hard time. I'll be like,
nah.
No. But she says, I got tired of it. I was like, you know what? I'll just take care of my own. So I take care of my own, and then she takes care of her own, and we do our own laundries. So I don't like washing my clothes with hers. She has like shark stains and stuff all over her shit. And I'm like, I don't want that mixed in with my clothes. It's not funny. It's funny now, but when I get my ass kicked later, you won't be laughing.
Yeah, I might be laughing harder.
When I get beat later.
You never know. Good morning, Lori. How are you?
That's one of the picks
Kyle,
I wanted.
How's things going, Kyle? Girls don't like you. Be single the rest of your life?
Oh, who cares? That's the best fucking thing you could do, you dumbass. Yeah. I keep telling you that. Stay home and jerk off. It's safer that way.
It's easy with the internet.
This is hippie wear. Don't throw me under the bus, Facebook user. I can't tell who it is. Anyway, hi.
Yeah, I see that, Lori. I know that was one of the ones you wanted. Lori, I want to know, you haven't downloaded your image yet from Etsy. Is it because you don't understand the process, or because
probably? She is from that place,
Hey, Kelly, how are you?
She probably don't understand it.
Well, that's what I want to know, right? I want to know how, because I can't buy a piece of my own art. Okay.
Oh, you're not allowed?
No, I'm not allowed. And on top of it, it gets even worse than that. I can't have my mother or my brother buy a piece of my art just so I can see the process either, because we all live in this one compound and we all survive on the Wi-Fi. So it would show from the same Wi-Fi, right?
Oh my
and
God.
that could flag my
You want
store.
me to order a piece, sir? I'll order a piece. I mean, I wasn't.
No, it's not necessary, but I like
want
to
art
see
anyway. I
the
mean, I like
process.
it.
Well, you can buy
Can
it.
I get that one that talks to me? I would love to have that lady up here on the wall, and every time I come in, she'd be like, "Good morning, hippie.
It would be neat if we could animate it like that.
Hey,
But
baby, how are you?"
there is
Get you to do Wi-Fi, do internet, so I can get.
I'll tell you what I use, so anybody here can go ahead and do this. It's very cool.
Don't give your secrets away.
Oh, it's no big deal. I don't care about it. It's not something I do very often anyway. But I think as the technology evolves to be a little bit better, I'll probably start using the technology to create YouTube shorts with little short cannabis education messages like this. But the technology is still a little bit weird. But I use I go on Midjourney and ask it to create a human image. You know, let's say with the one that talks, I put in cannabis priestess. I wanted to see what would come out if Midjourney was to create a piece of art that was a cannabis priestess, and that was one of the pieces that was one of the pieces that came out.
Wow, so, they were spot on.
Yeah, so if you do it and you ask it to give it a straight shot right of the face, because you need the features to animate them, it'll give you those options. So I took that one and I moved it into another software, and you can do this for free right now. There comes a point if you make enough of them, you got to pay, but I think I paid $5 for 1 month for this so that I could make a bunch of them. And because I have more that nobody's ever seen yet, I just never put them up. But
talking ones,
yeah,
you get one to say like a private message. Maybe you should put that up on Cameo. You
What's
can make
that?
private messages where people can like request you to make a private message.
And that would be a very cool little side hustle. You know what I mean?
Listen, we're on to something here, Doc.
This I never even thought about it, but that's interesting.
This is the hippie and Dr. High idea because my stupid brain came up with it. Yeah, you put it on Cameo, and then like people could, like I'm on Cameo. You can call me. Hey, everybody out there, by the way, I'm on Cameo. Cameo is like where the stars go. I'm a star. So I go to Cameo, and then they hit me up and they say, I would love for you to sing happy birthday to my brother. And then I say, okay. And then they give me whatever they want me to say. And then I do it by myself here in my room. And then I send it to them, and then they play it for their family.
No, I know what it is now.
I get paid for it. So I go, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Whatever they want me to say.
See, my buddy from the Tea Party, the lead singer, Jeff Martin, does those.
Wait. Whoa. You're who?
Jeff Martin from the Tea Party.
Say it again.
I said my buddy.
All right. Now maybe we can get the rights from them, your buddy, and then I can play the Tea Party all the time on this show.
Well, I'm going to probably see him in October.
All right. I can wait.
I'm planning on going to the show in Montreal. So
nice. We'll get you backstage passes.
Oh, I just got to send him a message and tell him I'm planning to go. And
all right. Well, I was going to send you a WTHC press pass.
Oh yeah, no.
You're fancy.
He just leaves that. It's right at the box office when I go. I just won't pick them up.
We're a radio station. Usually they laugh at us.
Usually has his drum tech there to grab me and my wife as soon as we show up. Right, he's hanging around waiting. So it's kind of fun. Like it's really cool to. I mean, these guys aren't the hugest band in the world, that's for sure. But they are very popular. Like I've been to shows where there's thousands of people. They did one show where they was with Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. 400,000 people in the audience. Right? That was the Stars concert in Toronto.
Wow.
So
are these dudes old?
What's that?
Are these dudes old like us?
Yeah, they're like a year younger than me.
Yeah, I was gonna say because if they're playing with Jimmy Page and Robert Plant, they must have been playing when they were 18 or so, and that would make them way young.
This was in probably the mid-90s.
Ooh, really? I thought.
Yeah.
earlier. I was thinking earlier than that, like
No, I'm
80s.
thinking like 95, 94. I don't know. Whenever the SARS benefit concert was in Toronto, I don't know when that was. I don't remember the dates or the year, but I know that's how they met them. And there's a whole
Was
big
it called
story.
the SARS benefit concert?
Yeah, yes, it was that. Remember that respiratory thing that happened, SARS? It was a benefit concert for that. So, but yeah, he does that cameo thing, but it's expensive. It's a few $100 for like a 30-second message or something.
Well, yeah, he's very fancy. Mine is way less than that. Just a low price of $24.99. You can
There
get the
you go.
hippie to give you a commercial. And that was
Nice.
the lowest price they would let me pick. I was like, I'll do $10, man. Give me $10. I don't care. They were like, no, $25 is the lowest. 2003 was the concert in Toronto
Okay, so it was
for
2003.
SARS relief outbreak, and it had to sit. Oh, and then now it just changed on me. So now I
Yeah, I
can't
was
see.
off by like 8 years.
See, and I was closer. No, I was
Yeah.
worse. I was in like in the 80s, wasn't I? Anyway, do we have anything to talk about? Does anybody out there have any questions in the crowd? We got it. Oh, did I even do a commercial yet? What the hell?
I'm going to have me.
And we missed 420. We have just been chit-chatting away here.
Let's get 420 in.
Well, we got to do it.
We'll call it the 420 replay.
Yeah. Everybody rewind a little bit.
Replay.
We will play this song.
CBD, Kyle.
Not play that song.
We'll talk about that right after the song.
Well, I got to do the commercials before the song.
Well, commercials in the song.
Okay, man.
We'll be right back. You're listening to the Hippie and Dr. High on
Maybe you didn't
WTHC.
choose this, but you're here now. You're going to go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you going to do? You're going to go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You got to dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. No, you won't. Because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. Public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick and proud aunt. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing. But not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. 1 in 6. That little girl sitting alone at the playground, she can't play like the other kids. She doesn't have the energy because she's hungry. School lunch will be her only meal today. It breaks my heart that this is the reality in our country, but it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. This food is then provided to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about using your imagination, learning, and having fun. These children shouldn't have to miss out on simply being a kid because they're hungry. To find out how you can help end childhood hunger in your community, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
WTHC, we are back. I skipped the song. Everybody get high while we're talking because we forgot 420. I apologize. I'm so sorry. But we were just chit-chatting away, having a grand old time, talking. Anyway, what else? What do we want to talk about today? I got 2 stories up there. One of them, I want to make sure our friend Douglas is here. So if anybody could hit up Southern Star Productions and make sure he's in the house, because it says something about North Carolina. So I want to talk about that. I don't know how good or bad or indifferent, but. And then the other one's actually a story about the legalization in Minnesota. So when you're ready, let me know. I can read one of those. I'll read the Minnesota one first.
Go ahead.
Oh, damn it. There's so much reading on this one. All right. Marijuana legal in Minnesota. Here's what the states have legalized recreational medical use.
Okay.
Marijuana is now fully legal in Minnesota, effective August 1st. People 21 and older can possess, use, and grow. Oh, nice. They get to grow theirs. Marijuana in Minnesota, according to the state. On May 30th, Governor Tim Walz signed a bill legalizing recreational marijuana for people over the age of 21, which made Minnesota the 23rd state to legalize the substance for adults. Blah, blah, blah. Marijuana, where can marijuana be used in Minnesota? Marijuana can be used on private property unless the owner prohibits the use of marijuana on their private property. And places with approved licenses or event permits. It can't, I apologize, be used when driving at a public or charter school, on school buses, at correctional facilities, in locations where the smoke, aerosol, or vapor could be inhaled by a minor, on federal property, and or in a multifamily housing building, according to the state. Minnesota marijuana law on growing weed at home. People 21 and older can have up to 8 cannabis plants, with no more than 4 being mature. The state said plants must be in an enclosed, locked space away from public view. And then it goes on to name the 23 now legal states in the United States with full recreation, and the 17 other states that have medical only.
Getting better all the time.
Yeah, 23. That is fantastic. Almost half the country
nice.
is almost half the country is fully
And the way that they've defined for mature, for immature is perfect, because you can go on a rotating cycle. And of course, in Minnesota, it's a colder climate, harsher winters, shorter growing season. So indoors there, perfect for rotation. You can pull a harvest every 56 days, every 53 days. You know what I mean? So
the auto flowers.
Yeah, and if you do a nice job with your, plants, you could be pulling probably a pound
of plant. A pound of plant.
Well, you could do a pound of plant if you're doing deep water culture or something like that. But I'm just thinking about a simple tent, right, where you're not going to have room to do that. If you build a room, you can. So, but most people, grow tent is a simpler solution.
All right. Well, Dr. High,
the room isn't easy.
All right, Dr. High, this room is probably going to become the room that I'm going to have to do my indoor grows in.
Okay.
Not very much outdoor light, only one window. What am I going to have to do? What am I going to need to get so that I'm prepared?
You go on Amazon, you can buy a full kit for $400. That's your tent, your light, the timers,
and
can filter for the smell. Not that you have to worry about it in your house, but sometimes if you were in an apartment, you would. But it's all part of the package.
But my house smells like fucking weed 24 hours a day. So
But it's going to be a part of the kit anyway. And it doesn't.
The thing bad about that is that I have my sister, and every 6 months or so, the state comes to hang out and talk to us about how she's doing and all that. Like they have to do.
The joy of can filter is I run one in my house all the time. I don't grow, but I run it all the time because it's a really high quality charcoal filter that moves a lot of air. So it continuously cleans the air here. My wife still smokes cigarettes. When we bought that, I still smoked cigarettes. So it was really beneficial for cleaning the air from the cigarette. Like you can actually sit next to that thing and smoke, and it pulls it all through.
Right out the door.
Gone. Not out the door. It runs it right through this big charcoal filter and back into the room.
Nice.
So it cleans
Dr.
it, right?
I went to the doctor yesterday. How was your doctor's appointment? You said it was okay.
Yeah, yeah. How about you?
Mine not so good. Come to
No.
find out, I have an aneurysm.
What?
Yeah, it's a little one.
Where's that in the brain?
No, in my belly, in my chest. They caught it very small, and they caught it a year ago, and I didn't know anything about it. I'm like, "What are you talking
Oh, why
about?" They're
didn't they
like,
tell you for a year?
"Well, no, I guess they did, but I don't really like doctors, so I don't really pay attention to what they're saying." And I
Yeah, but
guess
shit
he's
like that's dangerous. You got to do something.
yeah. Well, no, well, hold on. Let me finish. Everybody, calm down. The hippie's gonna be here for a while. She says it is very small. They found it a year ago. Other doctor probably told me to go get it checked up, and I never really went, I guess. Now, this new doctor I picked up, she said, "I see you had a test and it had a thing here. I want you to go get that looked at again because it's been a year. We should check it and see if it's gotten any bigger." I said, "I don't know what you're talking about, but okay." Schedule the appointment. I go there. This doctor is wonderful. Very nice lady. She might be here. Hi, lady. I think her last name was Doctor. So she's Doctor. Anyway, she comes in and she says, "Well, how are you?" And I said, "I'm good." And she says, asked me a bunch of questions, blah, blah, blah. And then she says, "Well," and she starts to show me the x-ray thing. And she's going and she says, "This is blah, blah. This is blah, blah. Everything looks great. This. And then all of a sudden we get to this spot where this little circle thing that she's been talking about all of a sudden gets to be a little tiny bit bigger. And I'm like, and she's like, "This is where you have an aneurysm." And my jaw went. And she said, "It's not nothing to worry about right now. It is very much preventative right now. We are going preventative. We're going to work on preventative because this is the potential. But right now, it hasn't gotten any bigger in the last year, and blah blah blah. And you need to lose some weight, fat ass." And she said, and then she put me on an aspirin thingy every day, and she said I need to quit smoking. She said smoking cigarettes. I said I don't smoke cigarettes. I vape nicotine. And she said, "All right, well, you got to get rid of the nicotine. There's two leading causes to aneurysms: nicotine and hereditary. And you can't get rid of hereditary."
And nicotine specifically, eh?
Nicotine specifically. I said to her, "What about marijuana?" She said, "No issue. Smoke away." She said, I said, "Good, because I'll never give that up." I said, "I've been working on getting the nicotine down. I actually just went down another degree recently. So I'm down to 2%. She said, "Good, keep it going. Get off of it." I said, "I'm gonna." So we're going to work together to get me off of that. I'm going to continue to research my weight loss surgery thing because my wife besides the fact that she's, well, that's a different story. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, she's beautiful. She's lost a ton of weight and she looks fantastic and healthy now. And she was.
And how does she feel compared to before?
So she complains a lot. I don't know.
But does
Sometimes
she feel better overall, like more energetic?
overall health wise, absolutely.
So,
But then there's days, where she's just like, "This is not good," and then she goes running into the bathroom and throws up because she ate something that she was too much of something, and she didn't recognize that there was that in there, and then
so
I don't know. I'm scared. I don't want to be running to the bathroom every time I try to eat something.
well, there is option 2, right?
Well, yeah, they gave me those needles into my belly kind of thing, and that
Oh, but
wasn't.
you can change your diet and exercise too.
No, those are curse words.
That's option 2, but diet goes a long way because you got to remember your body burns calories even when you're sitting still.
Right. I'm
Right.
always dancing
So-
too. I'm like moving all the time here.
The idea is to make your calorie input and your calorie output exceed your calorie input. So if you do it with the right kind of foods and you add some exercise, then every day you're losing a little bit of weight. And you'd be surprised. Some people go on a real regimen and they can do a huge change in just 1 year.
Well,
But it's the
I've
first
made-
day first like you
I
talked
made the
about yesterday.
conscious decision that I have time. She said, "You got plenty of time. There's nothing to worry about. You are not gonna die today or anytime soon."
Yeah.
She said, "This is all preventative. We're gonna put you on a cholesterol pill, help you get your cholesterol. It's high, but it's not out of the world. You know, it's okay. Your blood pressure is fine. Everything else is great. You got perfect blood flow to your feet. Everything seems to be fine. You know, nothing seems to be, it's just something we saw and we're just keeping an eye on it now."
Right.
And I said,
So good to
"Okay,
get
well, I'm glad that we found it now, I guess. And now we'll keep an eye on it." And then she said, "The things we need to do to help you move on are to lose some weight, get off the nicotine, and you can't do nothing about hereditary." And she said, "Has anybody in your family ever had an aneurysm?" And I said, "Yeah, unfortunately, my grandpa died of an aneurysm when I was like 7, and he was 77, and he had one in his brain, and he ended up passing from it." And they were like, "Yeah, see, so it's already in your family, so that means you are already prone to them." And then we started talking about giantism because I'm a big guy. And she's like, "You don't look 400 pounds." And I said, "See, I say the fucking same thing. And everybody else says it." And they're like, she's like, "But you are." And I'm like, "I know. The damn scale said it again today."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't." But she's like, "Did you have big family members?" And I said, "Yeah, actually, my dad's side, I had a couple uncles and great uncles that were in the 6'8" area. And 3, 4, 500 pound, and they were like, "Well, that's all. They probably had aneurysms too, and you didn't hear about it because you were a kid."
Right.
But that's all. So anyway, I'm gonna live. It's gonna be all right. I'm gonna work on getting healthier. I'm gonna quit smoking this stupid vape thing. I don't like it anyway. I'm just gonna smoke more weed, and then and then that's it. We'll move on.
Too much. I gotta open the door for the dog. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. Too much to live for right now. I got too much going on now. I'm like, damn, I should have been taking care of myself.
Yep. That's what it's about, right? We're invincible when we're young.
Yeah, well, you didn't know. You thought,
But we're not invincible as we get older. We start to
I'm
understand.
invincible.
You see these celebrities dying off and shit like that, and you're going, "Oh fuck, he's not that old. He's only 73. Oh my god."
Pee Wee was only
That's
70.
20 years. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's 14 years away from me. So,
Right? Like 20 for me.
Yeah.
It's 18 for me.
Got to pay attention. So Kyle says, "Is there a strain of weed that helps with seizures?" The most famous strain, Kyle, is Charlotte's Web, developed for Charlotte Figge. Guys in Colorado. It's high in CBD, low in THC. Harlequin is another one. White Widow is another one. Those would be strains if you're thinking about combating seizures, would be a good place to start. But you might be better off with a full extract, high CBD ratio, like even maybe as high as a 20-to-1 ratio for CBD to THC for that particular reason. Might be the best choice. Chucky found a snake.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
Uh-oh. Poor Chucky.
So Chris said he's been fighting migraines for his whole life, or especially he never liked the pills, so enjoy. But Chris is a real cannabis user. So, if he's controlling. So what I'd like to know, Chris, is if you've been a migraine sufferer for everything. I haven't been, but I put together the book. Is the book on point? Does it make sense? Stoner Granny.
Hi, Stoner Granny. How are you?
Yes. Do you find Pineapple Express good for seizures? Is that why you use Pineapple Express? Is that what you're getting at there, or is that just simply a statement? Because either one is okay, but I'm just curious because we were talking about strains for
I love Pineapple Express as
Oh.
well.
I just want to know if that's what you meant or not. Uh-oh.
Yeah, what's going on, dude? We were doing so good.
I know.
You're back. You're back. Calm down. Everybody
Well, I
relax.
got that Adobe out of my computer yesterday, but I'm kind of pissed, so I'm going to say it out here in public about Adobe. I went to cancel my account. I opened it. I found it was causing all kinds of problems in my computer. I got rid of it after about a week or 10 days. Tried to cancel my account. They want to charge me $130 cancellation fee for something I'm not even using anymore. It's causing a problem with my computer. So I'm trying to figure out how I can get to them and tell them this is not going to happen. And if it does going to happen, then we're going to make it very, very public about what you're doing.
Yeah, we're on the radio right now, Adobe.
This is the way I see it, right? You might beat me. I learned this. I learned this before, but I'll tell you a quick story about my daughter.
Good morning, Tim.
My daughter was receiving money to go to school, loans and bursaries to university. And she wanted to use part of that money for a gym membership, $25 a month from her education money for the gym, which is good, right? Because a healthy body and a healthy mind, they go together.
Absolutely.
So no problem. But after a period of time, they redid an assessment on my wife and my income and determined that my daughter was no longer eligible for the financial aid. There was no notification. They just stopped putting the payment into the account.
To her gym membership.
Right. And she didn't know. So
that
payment bounced.
The old switcheroo on you there. Yep.
And the gym tried to put it through on her 5 or 6 times. And each time she was incurring like a $40 or a $45 NSF fee.
Yep.
So we went to the bank one day and the bank's saying that she's got like almost $400 in NSF fees. And I was like, well, what happened? She comes back. She's upset. She tells me, listen, that's not going to happen to you, Alyssa. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen. So I went down to that gym and I pulled up the manager and I told him what was going on. And I said, this is not acceptable. She's a 19-year-old kid. This is the situation. You have to rectify it. You have to give her back the money somehow. You've got to sort this out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, we can't do that, sir. This is our policy.
Yeah, I was just going to say
sorry. Do it, right? Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do then. You can't do that. I'm going to step out in front of the gym, and I'm going to talk to everybody on their way in, and I'm going to tell them all what happened. I'm going to tell them exactly what the deal is and what you're doing to this young girl. I'm going to tell every single one of them, and I'll tell you what.
Internet.
I will cost you way more money in just one day with people not taking memberships to this gym than you have cost my daughter. So we can both play at this game because you can't stop me from talking to people on the street. So that's what I'm going to do. I got up to walk out and he's like, stop. I said, okay, let's sort this out. And he sorted it out because their biggest fear is negative publicity, especially when it's true and unjust. Like, your shit's causing my computer to have a problem. So I need to remove your shit from my computer, which means I can't use it.
Right.
You won't charge me for removing my shit from the computer. No problem. No problem. I'll cancel that credit card so you don't access to the money anymore.
Dr. Hyde, no.
Period. I'll just to back you publicly on every social media platform I'm a part of. And I will cost you a lot more money than the aggravation you've cost me. Yeah. That's the way you do it in this day and age.
You got to be tough. Yeah, you got to be tough.
That's anyway, the way you do it.
We got to run a commercial. I hope everybody's still out there. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Everybody out there on Live 365 and tune in. You guys rock. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We'll be right back. You're hanging with Hippie and Dr. High.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute? When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time.
Forgot to put the air conditioner on. It's a little warm in here. But Timmy, what's up? Hello, Facebook user. How are you? Stoner Granny, it's so good to have you here. I hope you're still here. We love you. You are an icon on the Facebook and internet community.
The better care you take of yourself, the better care you can provide.
How are you, Timmy?
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you. You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Those sons of bitches sent me something in the mail yesterday. Leave me alone!
All right, class.
Only
Let's hear
52.
what everyone did this weekend. Jill?
Well, I raised my older sister to a big oak tree. It was at least 100 years old. My mom said I must have set a record or something.
Timmy,
And then
I
we
don't know
went
what
down
your
by a stream
afternoon
and
plans
pushed up on this
are,
huge
but if you're
rock
available,
and
I
saw
will be
all these
signing
little
off
minnows swimming around,
immediately
waving
after this
And then
show.
I rescued my little brother from
You
an
do
evil
what you
Slug
got,
King
and I'll
who
be
was
back
guarding him in the
when I
bush
get
for us.
back.
And my sister and I brought
I'll
him
be
back to our
back
super
on
twin
or
for
whatever.
safety. And then we all
If
laid
you're
out
on,
and
I'm
told
cool.
stories until it got
And then
dark.
I'll get
And the
back
Big
on when
Dipper
you
led
get
us
off.
all the way home.
But 12-ish my
Where were
time,
you,
so
Jill?
11-ish your
We
time,
went to the forest.
because I got to go to
It's
the
not that far away. Anyone
drugstore.
want to come this weekend?
I love calling it
Ask
the
your parents
Pharmacy.
forest this week and find the fun,
drugstore.
adventurous you.
Hey, Loki.
Think. Check out Discover the Forest Show, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Come see.
Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart
He's
Puppetry.
like that. He only likes to jump up on people who come to visit.
Yeah, the people he doesn't know.
Yeah, not on his little pop.
Okay, Timmy, the whole 4 hours, or does it only let you do a certain amount of hours, or what? I don't know. He can fix puppets, build puppets, custom made puppets. I heard John. I woke up at one point, put it on, but fell back to sleep immediately.
Contact George today.
Okay, perfect. 234-1535. We're on TikTok or Facebook at Badger Heart Puppetry. He also makes LARPing items too.
Say bye-bye to bottled water. Holistic Health Water has certified medical-grade water ionizers that make 7 types of water, including healthy alkaline. There's a 5-micron filter that lasts up to a year, and each machine lasts 25 to 30 years. Simply attach to your faucet or install under your sink. Even get a mineral spa unit for your shower. Go to ownyourwater.org to get a free ebook. Plus, pay for any machine in full and get an extra filter free. Change your water and change your life.
5 hours total, yep.
Ownyourwater.org.
Southern Star Productions, my main man with hands up, everybody. Get your hands up.
You know them. He's a good doggy. He's a good doggy.
Hands up. Put your motherfucking hands up.
You won't put my hands up, my arms disappear.
Oh, yeah, you got no arms, sir.
I can't do that. And I think that's a problem that cannabis can't fix.
Invisibility.
Yes.
I don't understand how your head stays there, though, but your arms aren't.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
we
weird.
finally made it. Radio finally played it. No more.
Probably because my head's more solid than my arms.
Maybe, I guess. Oh, it's thicker.
That's what I meant.
Full. I'm sure your wife would agree.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's not about the fame or about the motivation. I'm off the ground now. You can call it.
There's my friend Douglas. Somebody get him over here. Dr. Fathead. Oh, I didn't say that. I just repeated it.
What?
Somebody in the audience called you Dr. Fathead. I don't know who it is. I have no relation, no.
Is it a Facebook user?
It's Facebook user Tim Human.
Hands up, put your motherfucking hands up. Hands up, hands up, hands up. I'm trying to make something out of nothing. I ain't got much, but the beat got me buzzing. I'm tired of all the drama. All I hear is fussing. I'm hoping and bumping, gonna knock the haters down. Down for the count, we ain't pound for pound. You don't give me lyrically, it's all in one ear and not the other. It's not black and white, it's all one color. Where's all the love? It's like all we got is hate toward one another. I'm as real as it gets.
So Mrs. Hippie was telling me that these are videos actually on Spotify. I didn't know they had podcast videos as well. So there's videos actually over there that you can watch. Just us, the shows.
Well, I think
I'm sorry.
By the time I get to Quebec, I should be really well situated as far as everything I need to do for Dr. High. You know what I mean at the moment? Because I'd really like to start getting this more focused, right? Like actually doing research and preparing shows. And, you know what I mean?
High.
What?
You fucked up, bro.
What?
I'll tell you in a minute. You're gonna have to do it all over again. Stoner. Not the show. Stoner.
And I am.
And proud of it.
For a very long time.
Pretty excited. My 40-year anniversary is coming up. I didn't even recognize.
Your 40-year anniversary?
Of smoking weed. Yeah, I was 13.
I remember. I couldn't end it down to a date for me.
Well,
but
I don't have a date, but I'm just going to say the year of 2023 is my 40-year anniversary. I mean, 2024.
Yeah, all I know is I started when I was 11 years old, which means it was 1978.
WTHC 1978 was a great year. I remember it well. I was 7. I wasn't doing drugs yet, I stress.
That's when I started.
I might have been, but I don't remember what my parents were feeding me. Anyway, I wanted to say something. What did we? Oh, dude, we put all those wonderful names up there, and we didn't even tell anybody, so nobody even voted on them. Now they're like 7 miles up.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to write new names, make up new names now because we don't remember those ones.
Let's talk about the side effects of marijuana. Let's focus on the negatives for just 1 second here.
There's only one negative, and I think that's memory loss or memory. I wouldn't even call it loss, just slowed down memory.
Yeah, or
it comes to me
distracted by shiny things.
Right. It comes to me. It just takes a little while. It just takes a few minutes, and then so I have to call it a brain fart at that moment, but it'll come. It might be 2 weeks later, and I'll be like, now I remember what I was going to tell Dr. High. But it came.
Yeah. No. Good.
So we're trying to come up with a good name for our show, Dr. High and Hippie Show, Hippie and Dr. High Show. We're coming up. We're trying. Dr. High wrote a whole bunch of them all the way up at the tippy top of the chat. Some ideas. If you guys can go up there, I don't know if you can scroll back.
We will also take suggestions.
Oh yeah,
from the audience.
Sure.
Because we need to come up with something.
Yeah, I agree.
For this, perhaps we should run a Facebook poll. I'll tell you what. When I was doing my logo for Dr. High, and I put up the images as they were coming to me from the artist, and asking what the community thought would be the right one. Huge interaction with posts like that. Big interaction, right? Some of the biggest posts I ever had were those type of opinion posts. So if we can narrow it down to a couple, we'll run something on Facebook and we'll see what the community says.
I agree 100%. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Chris, I'm glad to hear that. You're only a couple chapters in, but so far you agree with what you've read. That's great. Thank you, because I really do appreciate and need the feedback from the people who have these conditions that do read these books. I need to know whether they're beneficial. I need to know what I can do to improve on it. I mean, if you're really looking for a real full scope of the potential, you kind of need to have both books, right? You need to have his cannabis medicine and the book on the specific condition, because when you put those two hand in hand, it really explains everything that you need to know. You know what I mean? Because it goes into the cannabinoids, it goes into the terpenes, it goes into the flavonoids. It details what's good for what's the potential of this, what science has shown so far.
Let me ask you a question, Dr. High, before you go on, and you know how I like to interrupt you. Speaking of cannabinoids, hi Marcel, how are you, sir? I hope you're feeling better. Did you
Hi,
get to
Marcel.
go home today? I hope you're going home today. You're supposed to be going
He's still
home
in the
today.
hospital?
He should be going home today.
I was doing some reading about that, and they have to determine the specific cause of the anemia for them to begin to address it. So they're probably running a whole bunch of tests trying to
figure out which one.
Figure it out, yeah.
All right, so back to my question. Not that I don't love you, Marcel, and we can get to your ailments in a moment. But before I fucking have a brain fart and I forget, so when we're looking at those cannabinoids and all those things, when you're looking under the microscope or you're looking under a magnifying glass, like you were saying, one of them jeweler ones, right? And you can see those things. They look wet and look like little spermicides or whatever you call them, whatever little, they look kind of wet. They
look like little mushrooms.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, mushroomy, but kind of wet. But kind of wet. Don't they do they look wet to you? I mean,
well, they're like an oil, right? They're an essential oil, more or less, or in that type of format.
And I'm only asking because I'm a moron. So when that's the wetness that you would get from, like, when you would do hash, like when you were grabbing it and you're rubbing it with that, is that the wetness that's going to mix with the keef to whatever to make it bind and turn into a hash of some sort or whatever you're going to do? I guess
that's what you're trying to remove from the plant. You're trying to separate the trichrome. So the trichrome is the stalk and the cap. Now, there are different types of trichromes, like they have a bit different visual appearance, but they're all basically the same thing. So they look like little glass mushrooms. Yeah, that's really what it looks like. Under proper
or like jellyfish, like a wet jellyfish. I figure
but it'd be a jellyfish with just one leg, right, or just one tentacle.
One long.
So basically, inside the cap is about 80 to 85% of the available cannabinoids in the plant. The stalk holds about another 15%. So the idea is to strip that material from the plant, discard the plant material, and be left with your concentrate. And there are lots of different ways you can do it. But that's exactly what you're after, because that's what turns into hash.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, that wet stuff.
That's what turns into rosin. It turns into bubble hash. It turns into, that's what you want from the plant. That's what you're trying to take when the purpose is to create medicine.
Okay.
The rest of the plant has a lot of value too.
That leads us to our next mission. Our next mission is that I am not going to Columbia Care today because we can't make that trip. It's a much longer trip. So I will be going to allopathy. You want to take a trip to allopathy and look and see what I should be getting today?
Yeah.
I know it's Waxy Wednesday, so I know it's going to be a lot of dabs on sale.
Well, the whole question is, are they going to update their website for their specific day? Like, do they actually have it built into the website?
They're usually they're usually pretty good about that shit.
Hold on. Oh, this is funny. Aurora, the Canadian cannabis company, has released an innovative infused pre-roll with 50% THC for medical patients. They can do better.
Aurora is a company here in the United States as well. I've had their stuff.
Yeah, it's a Canadian company, but they are really, Canopy Growth are the biggest in the world. They both started here in Canada, obviously, because of
your legalization.
Yeah, the fact that they could.
The fact that you guys figured it out that it makes sense to be legalized.
Yeah. So what's your dispensary's name?
Apothecary. I don't know. You know it better than me. I can't say.
Apothecary. Yeah, but it's got to be something apothecary.
Nope, just apothecary. Whatever the hell you just said. It used to be. Yeah, carrying. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. It used to be called Keystone Remedies or Keystone.
It's in Stroudsburg?
Yep.
See that, folks? I can find marijuana anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. That's what we're here.
Waxy Wednesday.
I told you. Waxy Wednesday, but I don't really know if I want to do waxes. I was going back for carts. I really enjoyed my cart experience, but I need to get a lot of them.
RSO's not bad. $55 a gram.
That's not bad.
1.7% CBD. Well, listen, this Awake RSO applicator from Crisco Labs that says it's RSO, it's 76.65% THC, 0 CBD. So that's really not RSO to me. You know what I mean? That's using the word inappropriately. You know?
Great. What company was that that's cheating us?
Cresco.
Fuckers.
Then there is another one here from Lyra, which is an Indica RSO dablicator. So why that's they designed that for smoking.
Alira, don't tell nobody, but Alira is the company that used to own it, and then they got bought out, and now they were that other name that I said, Keystone Cannabis Remedies, and that was their homegrown shit, and everybody hated it. Alira, stay away from Alira. That was the word on the street. Stay away from Alira. It's all shit.
So I don't know. This doesn't say whether it's a cart or not. But they have a Runts Cake number 4 live resin, hybrid concentrate, but it's not showing in whether it's actually in a cart or not. That looks good. It's $56, 85.28%. That would be on my radar. So it's from a company called Rhythm, and it's Runts Cakes number 4 live resin.
I know them. Runts Cake number 4 live resin.
They have another really nice looking one too, and that's a 1 gram, eh? They have another 1 gram here, Apple Sherbet number 10, 89.37% at $48.
Live resin.
No, it's number 10. Oh, it's a crumble. So no, that's not a cart for sure. And I would assume the other product from that company is a live resin, but it's not in cart form. As a matter of fact, none of what I'm seeing here is
because
cart.
it's Waxy Wednesday. You probably went right into the waxy stuff.
Yeah, that's none of the carts.
Yeah, go back and see if you can find the cartridges.
Yeah, I'm looking for the.
Marcel has the convenience of having a dispensary right outside of his apartment building.
Oh yeah, that's really nice to have.
I wish.
That's really nice to have. Why am I not seeing carts or vapes on here? More. Well, that's weird. You can buy hash there.
What? Are we looking at the same place?
I guess.
Oh,
no, it says 0 when I press that.
I was going to say no hash.
Hold on. I can't find the vapes here.
All right. It's okay. Good
back.
morning, Fred. How are you, sir? Good to see you. We're shopping right now. We're looking at my dispensary. I'm heading to the drugstore in just a short while.
All right, here we go. I'm in.
You found them?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this. I'm glad you're doing awesome. We're having a great day, having a lot of fun, laughing.
So here's Compound Z distillate from a company called Strain, Strane, and indica, because I know you like your indicas. 1 gram, $52, just touching on 80%.
Say it again. What's the name of it?
Compound Z distillate, and the company is called Strain. And it's a 1 gram cart at $52.
Okay.
Oh. Then you have 2 from a company called Shine. OG Kush distillate and Monkey Business distillate, both 1 grams at 65.
Monkey what?
Monkey Business. Both 87% plus. But you want a live resin too, eh?
Yeah, I want a couple of each. Oh, and what did you say? How much were these? 60 what? 65?
65.
They were 1 grams as well, though, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice 1-to-1. I'll tell you what, man. They got a tropical haze resin. That's a 1-to-1, both 38% THC and CBD at $49. That's real nice for somebody looking for a balanced one. That's really nice. But I know that's not your jam.
It's my jelly. It's not my jam. That's a good price, right, Fred? That's me getting ripped off.
I'll tell you what, the distillate is way cheaper than the live resins.
Okay, well, that's okay. We're on to distillates now, right?
Yeah. Well, the 3 that I've given you already.
I
think you 3, right? They're all distillates.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
I'm
we're
looking
going
at
on
live resins now.
A couple live resins that are good.
Well,
yeah, I get ripped off every day. Every day I get ripped off here. Gotta love Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any 1 grammers in the live resin. And when I do see them, they're $80.
Yeah, the last time they ended up giving me 4 half grammers for like $30 or $40 each.
As long as they match the 1 gram price, not a big deal, right?
Live resin, yeah.
Yeah, I mean some of them are $80 a gram.
I mean,
75.
Are they worth it at 8? I mean, nothing's worth $80 a gram.
To me, none of it is, but
right. But I mean,
I'm over here, so
quality live resin.
Well, I mean, who's to tell, right? I can only look at the numbers. I don't know. I haven't seen them do the work, so I'm looking at the numbers and then trying to make decisions based upon that. Basically,
yeah, 80. I used to buy half grams for 100 and half grams were 50 for the longest time. They just recently went down to 80 and 70.
It's really expensive.
Ounces are like 380, almost 400 of flour.
Before I was leaving the States, that's not too bad. You got an Ether OG 1 gram live resin from a company called Gauge. It's touching 80%. That's $75. Yeah, I'm looking at some of these here, and if you bought the full gram, you're paying $100.
Yep.
Very true. Yeah, plenty of them actually.
All right, Marcel, enjoy your lunch, dinner, whatever you call it, supper, dinner, lunch.
Yeah, I hope you're feeling better, Marcel. Let's keep us up to date on what's happening.
$75 a gram.
Yeah.
It's not coke.
Yeah, it's not coke. I don't understand.
Right. I agree. And I can't grow here, Fred.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it's really insane the prices I'm seeing. Like I got this sucker right here. Which is
in front of your chest. But, yeah, like there.
I got this sucker right here, which is 3 grams. $50 Canadian.
3 grams for $50.
You know,
I paid 80 for one. Oh my God.
Well, it's probably about $42 or $43 US.
Yeah.
Oh, this. You know what I would do? Maybe there's a Natural Selections, a key lime Kush liquid live resin. They're half-gram carts, but they're at $37.50 and touching about 78%. Key lime Kush. Key lime Kush liquid live resin. And Kush always indicates indica.
What brand though? What company?
Natural Selections.
Natural. Okay. I know them. All right, can you look up flour and see if there's any deals on the flour? Doug, you're here finally. Thank God. I've been waiting all morning for you, Douglas. All right, Fred. Thank you for stopping in, bud. We appreciate and love you. How much?
Have a good day, Ghost. Be
37?
good. $37.50. Fuck, here's one from a company called Verano, Blueberry Muffins Live Resin. $70 for the half gram.
Yes, $70 for a half gram.
Yeah.
You got to be on drugs to do this shit.
Yeah. There's a CO2 extractor one that's got some nice numbers at $35 for the half gram. Or 1 gram for 60. Oh, I would try this one.
Oh, for crying out loud. Which one?
It's called the Funk. CO2. The Funk. FUNK. CO2. The company is called Supply. And it's a 1 gram cart for $60. The THC's just over 83%. But CO2 is a full spectrum extract. Right, by the nature of the process, it strips everything from the plant. So CO2 is a good option also.
Okay.
That's the first ones I've seen. And the price is quite reasonable. And the numbers are high.
Okay.
And that's
Funk should be one of the ones I go after first, like that, and then my distillates.
Yeah, the Funk is good. The Funk is good.
The Funk is good. The Funk is good.
And the same company is doing half grams. For $35. So $60 for the full grams, $10 less than buying them by the halves.
Yeah, I'm gonna just buy 1 or 2 fulls.
Yeah.
2 or 3 full grams of the Funk, and 2 or 3.
Make sure you ask for the full gram because they got the Funk, CO2 in the half gram, and they have it in the 1 gram. The difference in the numbers is less than 1/3% of THC. Yeah, and one is 35 for the half and 60 for the whole.
I wrote it all down, but sloppily on a piece of paper. I'm going to rewrite it once we end and then take it with me. But let's go over to flour. I need to get like an ounce or 2 of flour too.
Okay. Okay. Ounce or 2 of flour.
Douglas, stick around. I have some news coming up for you. We got to do a commercial first, though.
Yeah, but do they sell by the ounce?
Some people have 28 grams. Yeah, actually, I think it was like $180 for 28 grams or something. $8 for 28 grams.
Product size. They got 28.3 or 28. What the fuck is that?
0.3, man. That's extra. They fucked up.
190. It's expensive, but not that bad. Low numbers, though. Low numbers. The 14s. 5. $10. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out, but I hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
So
Can you
in
hear
the
me?
flower, yeah, you have organic remedies, ChemDog.
Uh-huh.
It's $110 for a half an ounce, but it's pushing 33%.
Okay, ChemDog.
Now they have another one here I would try too, because it even has a bit better a percent, but it's a sativa. So you don't want to know about that one, right?
No.
And you know what? This Cresco Labs
Uh-huh.
is $110 for 14 grams, and it's 13% less THC than the ChemDog.
So yeah. Don't get that one.
Yeah. See, the problem is companies don't like to put out the bigger sizes because they can't charge as much for them.
Right. So they like to do the eighths and the quarters.
Yeah, because they can get top dollar that way, right? They don't want to.
Right, but I'm okay. I'll get
like
I'll get 2 half ounces of the organic remedies ChemDog, and I'll be thrilled.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice one because I'm looking at some of these quarters. Fuck, $75, and they're 24% or 22%, 18%. Let's go back into the filters and try and pick up big numbers. Potency. Let's go 20 to 35. Oh, really? Oh, no, that makes sense. Yeah, that might be your best bet, eh?
Uh-huh. I got it all.
Yeah. Yep, I think that's your best bet. Those options.
Sounds good to me.
Well, we'll find out how satisfied you are.
I'll be satisfied. Anything's better than this ghetto shit I got from the festival.
Yeah, it's real tough because you're not in the legal state, right? So these people, I mean, unless they're totally willing to get busted at an event like this, they'd be foolish to be showing up with the real deal.
Right. Speaking of getting busted in real life, we got a 420 song. Hold on, let's do this. Get a commercial, and we'll be right back. Dr. High, we got to do a commercial. We'll be right back. I want to do a 420 song first because it's 420. Somewhere.
Okay. Do what you got to do.
Hey, it's
Calligraphy
Bill Schmidt Jr.,
with THC.
AKA Billy Blaze, aka 420 Kid of the Holistic Cloud. R.I.P. to my man Derek Crow.
We are falling apart here, sir. Falling apart. You're frozen. Oh, there you are. You're back.
I was going to say, what are you losing your stuffing?
The league.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Big buzz to little crumbs broke up in the bottom. Feel like autumn leaves falling. Only problem needs solving is seeing who I'm calling for some trees to indulge in. Need to holler at Billy. He keep his head in the cloud. Bel Air Kush by the bush. Wow. Screaming loud. Still smoking. Having nice dreams floating through space. So when they ask me how high, my reply, I'm half baked. Sir, smoke a lot. Doctor said I need a bacchiotomy. Prescribe me huckleberry and lemon cherry gelato, G. I take it back to rolling in the Optimo. Blowing smoke out my nose, dropping ashes on my clothes till I doze off. I'm so fried, no lie. Got you afraid of heights, scared to look down, you so high. Cause when I spit that shit, it's like I lit that shit in the crowd. Pass it around and let you hit that shit. Weed is all I need. Smoke that weed. Weed is all I breathe. Smoke that leaf. Roll up in the leaf for my relief. I'm in love with the THC. Roll that shit,
lick that shit, burn it, roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it.
Oh,
That shit, lick that shit, burn it, roll 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 that shit, lick that shit, burn it.
Got sunshine in my pocket on a Sunday stroll. Homie got the rap, give me the sack. Let the good times roll. Therapy, earth, body, and soul. World, give me beef, Bel Air Kush, give me mental control. L lit back road, my past told. The studio we roll, bring relief. We the music, all one need to know. Healthier than pill pop. Mother, give me earth and fill spot. My medication, kid to a kill shot. Many strands, lay hands to stressful situations. Out of all the girls in my life, Mary Jane, a reservation. Here at 23, raising hands of liberation. A celebration, history free from information. Stand up, provide the right education. Show love, holistic cloud, politics throughout the nation. Making us stop debating Billy Blunt, stash, flavor, taste the weed.
Weed is all I need, smoke that weed, smoke that weed. Weed is all I breathe, broke down leaves, broke down leaves. Roll up in the leaf for my relief. I'm in love with THC.
Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it. 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 Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I gotta tell you, I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too, but I'm glad we are.
Love has no labels, and
All
one
right, I
small
have
step
officially
by helping
transferred
people
it
with
over
different
to another
political views,
paper now.
beliefs,
I
and
am
life
good.
experiences. The conversation-
Everything
and it
is
feels
written
good.
neatly
Wow,
and clean.
your story is so
Interesting?
yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they can break down boundaries and connect as human beings. At lovehasnolabels.com/step, you can listen to amazing, life-changing conversations and find simple tools to start a conversation of your own.
I know one thing. This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together by having the courage to start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/one-small-step. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Whoa! Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woohoo! Snarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's me, Mrs. Hibby. Check out Vern on TikTok. You Have Me Hooked. She's amazing. And everything she makes on TikTok, she sells at You Have Me Hooked 23 at Etsy. So you can watch her make it, and she'll make personalized stuff. So if you have an idea, like I would like this thing made, she can make it. She can make anything. She's an incredible artist. Check her out at You Have Me Hooked on TikTok and You Have Me Hooked 23 on Etsy.
Hey, hippie, look at this beautiful crystal sphere I got from Bella's Badass Crystals.
Look at this big vagina I got.
OMG, hippie.
It doubles as a worry stone.
Bella's Badass Crystals is on the top of the mountain in Dauphin, PA.
You can also check out their sales. They have mini Mondays and twice-a-day Tuesdays.
Find Bella's Badass Crystals on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
They are badass.
They certainly are. WTHC, we're back and we're hanging out. It's the hippie and Dr. High. Dr. High, what's up, my man? I have a story. I don't know if Douglas is still here. I've seen some people leave and come and go. I hope Douglas is still here. I have another story. It's about North Carolina. That's why I wanted Douglas here. I know he's in North Carolina.
Tokyo, Marcel's in Canada. Oh, sorry, I just saw that.
Oh yeah, Marcel.
Marcel's in Canada.
Uh-huh. I knew that.
Because I know Tokyo Smoke. I know his dispensary.
All right, so here's the story. Is Douglas here? Last chance, Douglas. You're going to have to watch the whole show over again. The name of the story is How to Get High in North Carolina Legally. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Anyway, North Carolina yet to legalize marijuana in any form, but anyone here can buy and get high off a product just like it legally. Is this a
Where are we going?
Driving the news through the state is one of the most though the state is one of the most restrictive for marijuana, lawmakers have spent years debating on how to carefully regulate medical marijuana to no avail. It's among the most lax in its regulations of hemp products, which can offer some of the same psychoactive effects as weed.
Yeah.
Why it matters. With little oversight, North Carolina has become the Wild West for hemp. UNC School of Government professor blah 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 told WFAE, I guess, which is the news company. Dispensaries across the state can legally sell intoxicating products extracted from hemp without any restrictions or age limits. What they are saying, they are selling vapes that have around 70% of the THC level that marijuana does. North Carolina Attorney General Josh something or other says. There is not a law on the books in North Carolina that limits the age of one of these kids who can go to buy these vapes, said Stein. Blah, blah, blah. Last year, North Carolina lawmakers passed into legislation that brought the state in line with federal regulations on hemp, declassifying it as a controlled substance. So as long as the product contains less than 3% of the psychoactive component of marijuana, Delta 9 THC. So this is basically about your stuff. Among the most popular alternatives to cannabis is Delta 8, which is an alternative derivative of Delta 9 and can offer a similar high. What they usually do is spray this on bud or flower, and it will get you high. University of Buffalo professor Jessica blah 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 told the news. Now it will cause you to be positive. Now, will it cause you to be positive on a drug test? But holy shit, I can't read. Now, it will cause you to be positive on a drug test, but it's technically skirting around the law.
Yeah.
What's next? Republicans and Democrats, state lawmakers are alike field legislation this year that would regulate these hemp products, including by banning the sale of hemp-derived products to anyone under the age of 18. The bill would also mandate that the licensure of manufacturers, sellers, and distribution of hemp-derived consumables and require that the products be tested for heavy metals, cannabinoids, and pesticides, among other ingredients.
Yep.
Yes, but this year's legislation session is coming to a close, and the bill seems to have stalled, making it unlikely that it will pass this year. Members are working on legislation, however, a spokesman for the House Speaker Tim Moore told. threat level. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention and Food and Drug Administration have warned that Delta 8 has health risks and has not been extensively researched and approved by the FDA. You don't have any idea what you're getting. The last comment by Dixon, who told Axios, I guess who was the news? Axios.
Yeah, for sure. Good morning, Nick. Good morning, Brian. How are you both?
Anyway,
thanks for popping in this morning.
reading is not my specialty.
No, it's okay. What's up, Andrew? How are you? So, if they're spraying anything on the plant, don't touch it.
Right.
Period. Don't buy flour. Just stay away from flour. If you can get D9, well, this is the problem anyway. You don't know what's coming over there like this and what they're doing necessarily, but yeah, it is how they skirt it. It's the same with my dispensary. Hemp derived under the 2018 Farm Bill. Every product is legal. But I would not touch D8 flour because that's not natural. THCA flour is completely normal because THCA is the precursor to THC, and it's just simply in very high concentrations because they're testing it right at the harvest. So what is actually tested on the label and what the COA, the Certificate of Analysis, will say may actually be different than the product when it finally arrives to you, depending on how long it's been stored and how long it's been in the container, because conversion happens over time with THCA turns into THC or heat. So, yeah. Don't buy Delta 8 flour because you don't know. Don't buy THCO flour. Don't buy HHC flour. If it's if it is Delta 9 THCA flour, that's very different.
I agree. Good morning, Nicholas. How are you? Brian says the news said that has Arkansas just recently become one of the states that's legalized? Because he says the sale of Delta 8 is no longer over there. Good morning, Andrew. How are you, buddy? Good to see you.
I'd like to know if that's because they've legislated it not to be legal, or if it's because they have legalized cannabis and the market doesn't see a need to introduce this.
Right. Why would they need it if you can
really
get
lesser
real
known one, right? If they can go with the full D9. So I'd like to know that.
feel like it's all. I feel like once Pennsylvania goes legal, Delta 8 and Delta 10 and all that shit will disappear. There's no need for it.
They will. They will. I'm sure of it. I'm sure as federal legalization comes, you're going to see all these little skirts
medical
of the law disappear.
All right, he said they're medical there, so that's like me. But we still have Delta 8 and Delta 9 everywhere
So
here.
if they quit selling D8, it's probably because the government said no more D8. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
If it's not regulated, then I don't want it.
Well, that's it. And it's not, I mean, it is found in cannabis, but in just really, really small numbers. And the problem is they're not actually taking the effort to extract D8 specifically. They're taking CBD and they're using a chemical process to.
Every time I say this, though, I feel dirty. Every time I say that, I feel dirty. I feel like a hypocrite because all my life, when I was a kid growing up, I bought and smoked whatever the fuck I got, and now I'm too privileged. Now I have a dispensary. I don't need to go to that guy on the street. I don't need to buy that stuff that's trying to get through a loophole. So now I'm afraid to buy anything from everybody because I'm hearing all these stories. I've come across bad stuff in my past. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. But this is the whole thing. You're consuming these products.
Well, yeah.
You're consuming them. They're going in your body. You need to know. It's important. It's not a game, right? Like
it's medicine.
Yeah, like you want to know, like
I want to know what love is.
Yeah, like you got to have a trusted source. I mean, your food could be screwed with too, right?
Oh, of course.
But we trust the grocery stores not to do that.
Not anymore, since we had that conversation the other day. I'm eating plants and vegetables and whatever I catch in my yard, deer and squirrel. and I don't hunt, so it's not going to catch very much. So I'm going to smoke a lot of weed, and that's going to be my food.
So we frozen.
No, I'm good. You're frozen, sexy.
No, there we go. I was just eating one of these. These are mushroom gummies, lion's mane, blue raspberry flavor, 25 milligrams of THC of caffeine,
psilocybin,
3,000 milligrams of lion's mane mushroom concentrate.
Now, what does lion's mane? Is that what you said? Lion's mane?
Lion's mane, like a lion's mane.
What does that do for me? Does it give me longer hair?
Good for your brain. Good focus. Yeah, Tim just said it right there. Brain power.
Brain power.
The combination, right, of these and then these ones here, the Performs, they're phenomenal. Like, since I started taking these things, I just feel different. I feel better. I feel more focused, more energized. Really good things.
I need to grow mushrooms in my room here too.
Well, let's see. I may have gotten a message. I sent Faith, the girl with the mycologist, a message today.
I got a message too. I got a message about a sponsor, somebody who does decals and stuff. He tried hitting me up, so I was like, "No, I'm not interested in decals. But if you want to do a commercial, I'm interested." And he was like, "Oh, really? How much?"
Yeah, no, there's a lot of guys. Like I get them all the time, right? They'll slide into my messages and say, "Yeah, hey, dude, you need logos or design or anything?" And I'm like, obviously you don't know who you're talking to. You haven't looked at my profile because you're not creating the kind of art that is what I'm into. What represents Dr. High.
Right. Well, this guy, he can send me money every month, and I'll shout his company out. I'm excited to.
Why not?
To talk more. Yeah,
why not? So, Tim's going to film his process.
Yeah, he's going to film the whole thing. He's getting ready to start the whole process.
That's very cool because it's one of the best ways to learn. We can talk about stuff all day long on this program we do, but it's hard for people. People learn a lot more times in the visual way than in the auditory, right? Because
that's how I learn.
You get caught up while you're busy trying to process what we just said. We're on to saying something new. So
I will figure it out. I will do it, but hands on. It has to be like I got to be there and see what you're doing to make sense of it.
Oh no, that'll be good. That'll be a good process, Tim. It'd be good to see. I'd like to see it myself.
What was I just gonna say? Shit.
I'm sure that wasn't your intended topic of conversation.
That wasn't my topic. No. I was gonna say something though. Damn it.
Well, we're talking about mushrooms.
It's gone. Oh yeah, mushrooms. I like mushrooms. I actually hate mushrooms. It's like the only food in the world that I hate is mushrooms. But the ones that taste like shit, I love.
I tell you, a nice sautéed mushrooms in a balsamic glaze. Oh fuck!
This is hippie tells me
red wine balsamic connection.
I don't think it's the idea, okay, of it being a fungus. I think that scared me when I was a child, and it's the texture. I am not a slimy kind of guy texture, and I feel like mushrooms are always just slimy. And I've worked in food service, man. I see what mushrooms look like when they go bad, and I don't know. I'm afraid.
Oh, they get slimy and nasty. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And then it's a fungus, but I get it. Mrs. Hippie loves them. She eats them like hamburgers. She'll cook a portobello on the grill, and oh yeah, she loves them. But not me,
the meat
man.
Substitute, really, and they can be awesome.
There's one called the chicken of the woods. Is a mushroom. It's called.
I didn't really like mushrooms either until I was maybe in my really early 20s. And I went out on a date one night with this girl, and she ordered deep fried mushrooms just as an appetizer, right? A basket of deep fried mushrooms. And I had this great ranch dipping sauce with it. And she's like, here, try them. And you know what I mean? I didn't want to say, no, I'm not into that. You're on a date, right? You got to have some adventure. So I tried it. And I was like, damn, that's good. That's really good. And it changed my mind on mushrooms just that one.
The same way. I don't like seafood at all, but the only thing I would ever really eat was shrimp, and that was it. And then I would eat the White Castle's clams. I don't know why, because they're fucking gross. I don't even know what that is. It's like
White Castle. And White Castle on top of it all.
Fried snot, but I would eat them. But usually at 4 a.m. and I'm on my way walking home from the bar, and the White Castle just happens to be in the way of my home route back then. Anyway,
you can either have the clams or 30 hamburgers.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, no, I had the 30 hamburgers, 30 chickens, the sack of fries, the sack of whatever, the chicken rings, and the fried clams.
You know, they sell them here frozen. White Castle hamburgers. You can buy them at the grocery store.
We get them here. We don't have a White Castle in Pennsylvania, but we can go to the grocery store and buy an 8-pack or whatever, a 10-pack.
Yeah, there's no White Castle in Canada, period.
Oh, no?
I've never heard of one here.
You can get them.
But we can get them in the grocery store, yeah.
Well, where was I going with this story now?
Seafood. You never like
seafood, right? So I don't eat, but I'll eat those clams. But then, you know, and then one day somebody forced me, I guess maybe it was Mrs. Hippie, because we've been together forever. But it must have been Mrs. Hippie, but I had a baked clam in the oven, like baked with the breadcrumb and all that, and it was not bad. So now every once in a while, if I'm in the right mood, I will have a baked clam because they're not too bad. But I'm not much for seafood. I don't like it. And that's like the only food I really won't eat. Mushrooms they've grown on me as I've gotten older. You know, Mrs. Hippie puts them in everything. So next thing I know, I'm eating them. I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch, there's a fucking mushroom.
Yeah. Properly, they can be delicious. Like
there's the quote, prepared properly.
Yeah.
Mrs.
But that's the
Hippie,
same with all food, right? Like that's the one
burnt.
thing that stands between me and being a vegetarian is not understanding how to prepare that food to get the right flavors that I like into it. Right? It's all about flavors, you know, and texture, right? That's what cooking's all about. So if you can figure out how to take a healthy ingredient and give it the flavor and the texture of an unhealthy ingredient, then why wouldn't you do it? Just makes sense, right?
He will send you some White Castles, I think.
Oh, nice.
He has the first White Castles that came in Indiana.
A robot cook. Huh. Isn't that something? You know,
I fucking love White Castles. I do not like the next day. I have to agree that my stomach and I agree on the same thing, that the next day sucks. But man, when they are going in, they are fucking amazing. I fucking could eat 100 of those fuckers.
Oh yeah, we used to, when we go over to Detroit, we'd either go for those or Coney Island hot dogs after the bar, because the bars in Windsor closed at 1 a.m. So the last call was 1:45. We still had time to shoot over to Detroit, where closing time was 2, and we'd shoot over there and hit some place for a couple of drinks to finish off, and then go for White Castles or Coney Island hot dogs.
You had to go to New York, where the bar closes at 4. You had more time.
Yeah, no.
I moved from New York to North Carolina, and in the town that I lived in North Carolina was a damp county. So the bars closed at 10 p.m. and there was only one bar in our town, and it closed. I worked there. I was the cook, and I ran the kitchen, and the bar closed. But the good thing is that the owner, he says the bar doesn't close. I mean, the people have to leave, but employees can hang out and stay as long as we'd like. And we got drunk every night after work till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. But technically, it sucked because you had to kick everybody out because the bar was technically closed at 10 p.m. and you couldn't buy liquor in the town at all. You had to leave the town, and you could bring liquor to the bar, but you had to give it to the bartender, and they would pour your drink, and they would charge you for the ice, the glass, and the soda, and you would pay. You brought your own liquor. It was fucking weird.
Yeah. Charge you for the mix.
Yeah, weird. Coming from New York, where you go anywhere and you can drink until God knows when, and then you come to a place and you're like, what? The bar closes at 10 and I can't even get alcohol now?
That's like Quebec. Bars open at
8 a.m. I'll finish that statement.
8
I'll finish that. 8 a.m. Yeah, I got you. I got you back. I got you. 8 a.m.
Oh, it's a lot now. Man, we got through this
Freezing
pretty
horribly.
simple, but now we're starting to freeze a bit.
I know. The first half of the show, it was great. Now, all of a sudden.
I'm going to have to dig me out an old laptop and clean it all out and prepare it for this so I can get on Chrome. Because it's a Chrome that's a problem, right? I work in Safari all day long and I have no problems. And as soon as I close Safari and open Chrome, I have nothing but trouble. I just don't get it.
See if there's a well, then I would have to change the Safari, right? I don't know how to do that.
No, but you can't. StreamYard's not compatible.
Well, there might be a different type that goes with.
Yeah, but StreamYard's really like super easy to use, and we'll stick with this. I'll just change devices. That's all.
I love this. Yeah, I love this.
Yeah,
I'm very excited. We're going to this concert with Muck Sticky. We're gonna get there early Friday morning. That's when he's gonna be getting there. He was like, listen, if you want to be close to my tent and where I'm going to be hanging, you need to be there bright and early in the morning. So we're going to be there bright and early Friday morning, set up our shit, and then we're going to sleep and then get up and we're going to party. He doesn't really have the rights to give me permission, but he said he didn't think there would be any issue with me setting up and trying to do a little live show from there both days. So if I can get all my equipment in the right order and have it there.
Why not just contact the organizers of the thing and get in there under a press pass, a media pass? Your WTHC radio.
Yeah. I don't think that I'm big enough yet for that. Maybe after this, then maybe. I was looking at this. I went to this Cannabis festival this last week, and I thought about it afterwards. I'm sitting here and I'm like, not one fucking radio station there at all. Not one radio station.
Because nobody's really focusing like this. Like
we had plans on being there, but unfortunately finances didn't work out this year, so we weren't able to do it. But next year, goddamn, I'm camping there. I'll be there the whole weekend. They have a campsite right there. So you camp right on the property. You walk
it's in a campground, right?
Yeah, you walk across the campsite to the other side, and there is there's the fair. It's a big festival, over 300 vendors.
Yeah, that's big.
And one of them is going to be the Hippie and WTHC radio, and we're just going to be hanging out, getting high, hanging out, talking to everybody. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's the place, right? It's the place to meet the right people.
Start booking. They haven't even came up with the date yet, but this will be their 5th year in a row, so it'll definitely be there. And there was no violence, or there was some protesters. Holy shit! I didn't even tell you, Dr. High. I didn't know.
Protesters?
Yeah, 5 of them. We didn't get to see them. I didn't get to see them. Maybe it was on Sunday, but it was on the news that they were outside. 5 people with signs saying cannabis was horrible and it's bad for you. I was laughing. Dumbasses. They came a whole big crowd of 5.
Yeah. Yeah, you got just 300 vendors at the event, and then you have 5 protesters.
Right. 300 vendors, but they had 10 people to each vendor. It wasn't like it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like they had 10 people running in circles, working their asses off, trying to keep up with everybody. Good morning, Lori.
Had I been there, I would have wanted to scoot out and give them, some cool beverages and that to help them along through the day.
If I was there, I would have went out and interviewed those dumbasses and made them look like idiots.
Yeah. Give them lots of support, make them feel good about their cause, and laugh at them. It's like when a Jehovah's Witness comes to your door,
Tim says, I'm going to sell my Studebaker so I can come. Relax, Timmy. We're going to be millionaires by next year.
And Studebaker's
Studebaker.
We know, Lori, you've been in and out. We haven't seen much of you.
We miss you. You're our most annoying customer.
How's your plant blossoming? Gonna start to see it show some flower before too long.
Am I a dumbass, Dr. High? I should have bought 2 or 3 of those fucking plants that were already growing. What a dumbass I am. I'm so mad. I could contact the guys because I have their cards. I'm wondering if but they probably have them.
How much do they want?
They were like a foot tall or a little less, maybe 8 inches, 10 inches tall. Most of them, maybe a foot. Some of them, $40 each.
That's fair.
$40 already a foot tall, ready to go.
Yeah,
I was very disappointed in my choices that day, but I needed the money to buy the medicine. I couldn't put that money into the medicine that's going to be in the future. I needed that money for the medicine that day because I was out.
Right.
So it was I had to do what I had to do. She says she has flowers.
So, Lori, that was one image that you like, right? The one that's behind me now. I just want to make sure that I got the second one correct. Is that the other one? Oh, yeah. You'd be starting the show now. It's the right time. All right. I'll get those after the show today. I will try and get those 2 images prepared and get them up on Etsy for you.
Oh, you're so nice, Dr. High.
Yeah, I'll get them done.
You're such a good guy. You have so much stuff to do, and you're going to take time out of your day for crazy Lori.
Well, I was thinking I have some stuff to see. Like I have a lot of stuff prepared for Etsy already, but this is part of the thing with Etsy, right? When you're new or when you post new product, you get a little boost from Etsy where they show your stuff a little bit more.
Yeah, I got the same thing with with Live 365. Believe it or not,
Yeah, they give you a little bit of a boost in the algorithm,
things
right?
go well, yeah. Then they move you up, and people might see you a little more often.
Yeah, exactly. So, I have stuff prepared, but I kind of like to just dribble it in a little bit now. I'm starting to learn more about how it works. So I have another 30 images ready to go, but I just haven't put them up yet. So I was thinking about doing some skulls today.
Yeah.
So,
did you read what Lori wrote over there? This is why we call her Crazy Lori. Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo.
I can't make them a poster. I can only do the images, and then you have to print
Lori,
yourself.
You can once you get them, then you can download them and then send them to Spotify or what is it called?
No.
Shutterfly.
How it works? No, you don't even got to go to Shutterfly. You simply download your image from Etsy, and then you can go online and send that image right to Walmart or Walgreens or a place like that, and they print it for you, and you just have somebody pick it up. It'll take like a day, and it'll be ready, and then you just get the frame and do it yourself. It's so much cheaper. Because if I do this through Printful, like Lori, to be quite honest with you, one of these images,
$250 each.
No, but I'm thinking it could be like 70 for each one. You know what I mean? Because I've done a little bit of looking at it, and $70 to buy it already ready is a lot. Because I really think
because it's beautiful,
they're
and then
like,
you can
it's
charge $140.
You could probably do them both for $40 in the States. It wouldn't surprise me. Things are so much less expensive, but you can get the frame from Walmart, and
pass. She's done. She's out. She's crazy. I told you.
That's what looks as pass. I don't.
Come on,
I'm frozen again.
Wake up.
Yeah, if that's what you want me to do, Lori, I can do it.
No, I think she said pass on the $70 idea. She'll download it. Yeah, just download it and then forward it to Walmart, like he said, and then they'll print it out.
It's the best way to do it. It's the least expensive way to do it.
Half the money.
You know what I mean? Like I don't mind making money off of strangers at all. But,
we
people who put time in with us and spend time with us, I don't really want to make money from you. I'd like you to have access to the art, and it's really the least expensive way to do it. I'll prepare the images, you download them. Exactly. You're not a stranger. That's why
Right. We're not going to rip you off, silly girl.
Exactly. You know, if somebody just finds my Etsy shop and buys a product, fantastic. I'm happy as
I
heck
am going
about
to
that.
sell them on everything.
But I don't think that it's worth $65 or $70. Personally, I wouldn't pay it, so I wouldn't want somebody else to. But that's what I got to charge if I'm going to go through the process and everything.
He wants that strange person who we don't know to pay that much, but
but not you. Like, I'm perfectly happy with you paying a couple of bucks for the picture and then going about your business and getting it done yourself.
Whatever you do behind the scenes is you, girl.
Yeah.
Now,
And
what
once
were we going to talk to Lori about? She has flowers on her plant.
Yeah, it's not surprising to me because now is when it would start to transition. You know what I mean? Because you figure plants that'll be ready for harvest end of September, early October. We're now at just about 60 days.
Right.
That's a pretty normal photo period for cannabis. 60 days.
Very impressed with Lori's green thumb. I'm very impressed with her green thumb.
I'm curious to see the plant as it moves along, right? And gets more dense. It really packs on. Like, now is the time, Lori.
It's start to get bigger
and
thicker.
Flowers, then now would be the time to change to a bloom formula for feeding, to stop a veg and switch to a bloom formula. And you can get a bag of cannabis bloom nutrients off of Amazon for probably $15, delivered right to the house. Don't got to go anywhere. Very, very simple. Now would be the time to switch to that, and watering becomes more. That plant's going to start to use more water as those flowers develop. So your feeding regimen should increase in the next couple of weeks. Takes a couple of weeks, right, from the switch over to them really start going hard. Like 2 weeks, it looks immature. 3 weeks, it looks immature. And then it starts to bulk up. And then it starts to bulk up. And those last 2 weeks is when it really just swells, you know? Gets full and frosty.
Yeah. Whew. Well, the good news for Douglas, I guess, is that he can definitely buy your weed and smoke it there, right? That was basically what that story was about.
Yeah, any of the pre-rolls or the packaged eighths,
flower.
They're THCA flower. They're hitting between 25 and 26%. They're not sprayed. You know what I mean? That's THCA.
Now
So
that guy I bought the seeds off, he said it's coming back at like 27%, all the plant, you know. So I'm hoping that was true. I mean, he has no proof of it. I have no proof of that.
No.
You know, as of right now, that's.
But it could be. I mean, that's straight producing at that level. You know, it depends on your conditions too. Like we always say, it's really important that your growing condition too can have a great deal of effect on your outcome.
Oh, well, I'm thinking my growing conditions this year aren't going to be the best, but they will get better every year, you know, and I'll work on it and make.
Oh, but once you get a little tent going, then you're in control. Right now, you're at nature's mercy, but once you decide to have a secure environment that's designed specifically to grow,
right? Oh man.
And, say rest in peace to Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Paul.
My favorite Pee Wee Herman part is the part that he played in the Cheech and Chong movie, where Cousin Red comes to town, and Pee Wee Herman is the hotel clerk.
Yep.
Who was totally
Mr. Herman. Paging Mr. Herman.
Until they get him into the restaurant and start feeding him good stuff and put Shelby under the table.
Yes. Pee Wee was a great man.
I loved him, Cheech and Chong.
I absolutely loved everything he did.
Well, except for his public exposure.
Yeah, but I don't even care about that. You're an adult. You're in an adult theater. You're doing what you're doing. Clean up after yourself and get the fuck out. You know, like, what's the big deal? He went to a place where it was meant for, right? I mean, isn't that where it's meant for?
Yeah, I suppose.
All right. We got to wrap this up because I got to go to the drugstore today. It's drugstore day for me. Woohoo! I
And we'll
am
look at
very
those.
excited. Thank you for all your help on my choices and decisions. I will let you know tomorrow how we did.
Tomorrow, I was going to say tomorrow we'll know much more about the validity of what I
how
had
much
to say.
higher I am. Uh-oh. Lori says, wait a minute. Okay. Sorry. I don't have to go. I'll just sit here and wait.
Yeah, because I'm just looking at Lori's plant.
Oh, okay. Paging Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman. Paging.
Yeah. It needs some nutrients, Lori, because I'm looking at those top leaves where they're brown and they're starting to brown out in there.
Lori.
Yeah. Get a little bit of a go on Amazon and just get yourself a really cheap cannabis bloom formula.
Cannabis bloom.
Yeah, because you have veg and you have bloom, but when you're starting to see the pistils, the hairs, you're in flower. So that's when you're going to want to switch to the bloom phase. But I'm just noticing those top leaves are looking a little rough on one side. So you want to try and get some nutrients in there. And personally, I would cut that brown leaf off.
Now, get it over.
That big brown leaf that's coming up at the top.
Wait, all of them look like that.
Just get a good sharp pair of scissors and slice it off.
She says all of them look like that.
Yeah, it needs some nutrients. You can't tell from the picture they all look like that. I can just really see the top one. Good, but yeah. It needs a little bit of love in the form of nutrition. That's what that plant needs.
It needs some love.
Yeah. I mean, it'll continue to perform the way it is, but not at its optimum.
Oh, not that kind of love?
No, not that kind of love.
All right, my bad.
So,
all right.
Do you want me to go ahead and get those two images up on Etsy for you, Lori?
This is not the Dr. High and Lori show. I got to go.
Okay, go get your dog.
I'm just kidding.
I don't want you to know because your daughter's on a schedule, so it's important you get done what you got to get done.
If it wasn't for her, Lori, we love you. And she said yes, please.
Perfect. I'll take care of that, and we'll talk about your first time tomorrow.
Yes, we will. She was just a wee child of 7. It was her brother. It's okay. It's West Virginia.
That's rude.
I'm just kidding. I love you, Lori Pritt.
Nice. Well, you have a great day. Enjoy your trip to the Apothecarium. They're in Old Stroudsburg, PA.
Click on the nose. I know. I'm getting punched in the nose. It's going to turn into a punch by the time we actually meet.
See you tomorrow, Nick. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks to everybody who stopped by and spent some time with us today. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Please share it out. Tell your friends. Tell everybody. Come on over and hang out and have a laugh. Talk weed, man. We need to
smash
talk
that like button and subscribe. We got to throw that in. This is the common theme.
Oh, and everybody take your time. Think of a good name for the show, for the Hippie and Dr. High show. I'm trying to come up with a good name.
Yeah.
We're taking suggestions, and then we're going to run a poll and have the final decision. You guys are going to make the final decision. We love you all. Thank you so very much. Dr. High,
we need to develop a personality.
Thank you so very much. We have to develop a personality. I thought I was the personality.
I know. Isn't such bullshit?
Well, you look good, though. It's not like you freeze weird. You always got a nice, handsome look on. It kind of makes me jealous. Now you look a little weird. All right, there, that's better. You're back. All right, we're out of here. I got to go. I'm already 5 minutes late. I love you. Dr. High, I will see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Okay. Great. He's frozen again. This guy always freezing up. All right, Timmy's ready. I'm getting out of here, Dr. High. I love you, buddy. I will see you tomorrow. The High Hippie Show. No, that's not bad, but End broadcast. Dr. High, I'm hanging up on you. I love you, buddy.